Are we sideways already? Well, guess we're doing this. Off to a great start. I think we have to do it sideways, I guess.
What do you mean, like this?
Yeah, I reckon.
Why?
I don't know. Because it won't turn.
Is your lock on?
Yeah.
Like, your phone's
Yeah.
still locked? Oh.
It's not locked. Let's see if we can just... Let's wait a second to see if it shows up.
Happy Saturday.
Trying to make sure it comes up right.
I feel like it needs to be the other way, but... See, like...
What if we turn it? Will it automatically do it? Orientation is blocked. Well,
That's odd.
sorry guys, I don't know, you're just gonna have to scooch in, I guess. All right, how do we get rid of this?
Wait, what if you did? Oh, okay. We tried.
You're just gonna have to be stuck with us.
Vertical.
Vertical. Not very, I guess.
Last time it was definitely sideways.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe there's a setting we... If you know how to do this...
Yeah, really.
Let us know. Last time we definitely did it sideways, but oh well.
We're gonna wait just a couple minutes. We've got some people that are gonna join us.
Oh, do we?
Well, on here.
We haven't done a live in a while.
Yeah. Happy Saturday, Donnie. Good to see you. We're gonna see how this goes and...
So I have decided that the key to life is having a vacation planned, or a vacation on the calendar.
It's true.
Which we don't currently have. So we need to fix that.
How's the audio? Can you guys hear us all right? Leave a comment or...
We could get a mic.
No, it's all right. Looks pretty fuzzy up there.
I just hate that it's vertical.
Yeah, I do too.
Why don't we try it one more time? No?
That's not great for the analytics. If you're watching, give us a like down at the bottom if you don't mind. It looks like we got 5 people in here so far. Let's get some likes in here so we can...
Also, feel free to let us know where you're watching from. Like a city or state.
Audio sounds fine and visual seems good. Thank you, Trucker Dan. I believe I know who that is, Daniel. I think. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're staying safe.
Happy Saturday. The last place we went to was New York.
Yep.
We went to New York twice this holiday season. Once before Christmas and once after Christmas.
Oh, nope, I'm not doing that. So we're gonna chat about some stuff.
He's got notes.
I do. Some exciting news. We're gonna talk about a little bit about some travel stuff. Some people left some comments down on some of our videos about passports, when you need them and when you don't. There's going to be some new tax policies put in place if you're traveling to the Bahamas. We'll talk about that. Norwegian is bringing a ship to Jacksonville, Florida, so that anybody on the East Coast, that'll be a little bit less of a drive. Hey, Bob. Good to see you on here. How you doing, sir?
Snow Hill.
Snow Hill. Yep, Donnie. Nice.
Where's that?
I'm not sure. North Carolina.
What's the closest city?
Yeah, I don't know. Sweet.
We do not have anything booked right now.
We don't. Not yet.
We need to make that happen. We did a lot of traveling this fall. Like, a lot of traveling this fall. That was too much.
Yep.
We did a cruise. We went to Mexico. I went to Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And for the first time this past fall, we tried the yacht club on MSC, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out because it was
worth every penny.
It was. Daniel is in Los Angeles, California. Wow.
That's far away. So it's what? Is it 3 or 4? Wait, no. Is it 4 or 5 there?
I think California is what, 4 hours?
I think it's 3, but depending on, I don't know.
Donnie said 1 hour from Raleigh. Okay, not too bad then. Nice. All right, so let's jump in this. For those who know, actually, let's start with some happy news. Excuse me as I read from my notes here. The employees of Pier 16 in Tybee Island, Georgia, they don't, not only do they work together, but they cruise together too, thanks to the generosity of their boss, eatery owner Natalia Navon. This is a pretty cool story. Navon shows her appreciation to her staff by closing the venue for a week out of the year and rewarding her employees with a group vacation. I wish.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be really nice, just to get a vacation every once in a while from your employer.
That a law?
Yeah, we should. This year, she's treating them to a 5-night sailing aboard Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas. The group, which appears to be about 20 people, traveled from Georgia to Port Canaveral, Florida, where the 3,100 guests Mariner of the Seas is located. The January 6th itinerary included Costa Maya, Cozumel, Mexico, and featured 2 days at sea. So that's
we've done that route before.
Yeah. So that's a pretty neat little gift to 20 employees. I can't imagine, but you know what?
Trip too.
You know, if it's if your employees treat you good, then you treat your employees good, and you know it's vice versa. So you have to take care of your employees just like you have to take care of your friends and family and everybody else. So yeah, pretty neat story. We'll have to
we do love Cozumel.
I'm not sure where Tybee. Do you know where Tybee Island?
I do. I've been there. That's in Georgia. It's like kind of near Savannah.
Okay.
We went there a few times growing up.
So if you ever make it towards Tybee Island, Georgia,
it's near like St. Simon's Island.
It's called Pier 16.
Yeah.
It's an eatery. I don't know if that's just another word for a restaurant or what, but anyways, yeah. So pretty neat story. 5-day cruise. You know, can't beat that. Speaking of cruises, we'll move on to the next here. Carnival Jubilee. That is one of Carnival's newest ship. It's the sister ship to the Carnival Mardi Gras. Carnival Jubilee will be officially christened on Saturday, February 24th, 2024. That's coming up. That's what, 2 weeks? 24th?
Yeah,
February?
That's when I will be in Nashville.
In Port of Galveston. So that's going to be stationed and berthed down in Galveston. It's Carnival's brand new ship. They just announced that the godmother, Gwen Stefani, will be there.
What does godmother mean?
So,
like godmother to the ship?
So ship christenings are essentially a time-honored, they're maritime traditions that it brings good luck, safe travels, safe passage to whoever's on board. What they'll do is they'll bring a bottle of champagne, or I think it's champagne, and they'll smash it on the front of the ship to prevent or to say good luck and safe passage and all that stuff. So
it's like a superstitious thing.
Yeah, essentially. Oh, well, here we go. The ceremonies typically include remarks by the cruise line executive, special religious blessings, and other notable moments before a bottle of champagne is broken over the ship's hull. So, Bob, I'm going to need you to bring some champagne next time we're on, and we'll go from there. Carnival Jubilee has a capacity of 6,500 guests, 1,700 crew members that entered service December 23rd. That's pretty close to Christmas.
New.
Yeah, this is...
yeah.
The Carnival Jubilee sails a 7-day Western Caribbean with calls at Cozumel, Costa Maya, Mahogany Bay, which is, I believe, Carnival's private island, and Honduras. So that's a pretty cool. I guess since it's leaving out of Texas, this kind of does that panhandle there, which is pretty neat. So Carnival Jubilee, if you haven't looked at it, like I said, it is the sister ship to the Mardi Gras, which we actually saw in San Juan, Puerto Rico. That was the ship that was docked next to us. It was really nice. It's actually got a roller coaster at the very top. Yeah, Bob, there you go. I have to keep it chilled. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It's pretty neat. Gwen Stefani, that's pretty awesome. I would love to be able to be there. She's never been on Carnival before. I have. It's
not
not
on my
bad.
list.
It's not bad. It's more of a a family ship, and since we're not
one day when we have kids, maybe.
Yeah,
but
maybe. So.
We're still like thinking about the yacht club. I'm still thinking about the yacht club. The yacht club.
Yeah, for those who don't know what the yacht club is, it is essentially a.
It's like first class.
Yeah. We
On a
splurged a little
cruise.
bit. We paid for it, but it
You have
was
your
definitely
own section of the ship. You have a butler. They
your own restaurant.
take you. You get everywhere first. You get on the ship first. You get off the ship first. You get escorted. It's fantastic.
Every cruise line has, I think, Royal or Norwegian has what's it called, the Haven or something like that. It's very similar. Funny story, when we first got on board, our butler, what's his name? I don't remember what his name was, but he asked if he wanted us, or if we wanted him to unpack our luggage. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't need you touching my drawers. But that's just something that they do, and
the rooms are massive. The bathrooms are massive.
Yeah. If you haven't checked out our MSC Yacht Club on the MSC Seascape, right? Seascape, go check it out. It's on our page. But stay with us. If you haven't dropped us a like, drop us a like.
Subscribe.
Let us know where you're watching from. And
also let us know if you have any questions about anything. It can be related to what we're talking about, or vacations, places we've been.
Where have you been? Any places? Any places that's your favorite?
Place to go? Yeah.
Favorite
cruise line.
Yep. Speaking of cruises, we're gonna kind of go right into this. If you've been on a cruise before, chances are you've probably been to the Bahamas. Cruise lines are now going to be required to pay a 10% value-added tax, which is also known as a VAT, on goods and services provided to guests visiting their private islands in the Bahamas, effective March 1st of this year. So that's just 3 weeks away. The new tax is designed to level the playing field between popular cruise line retreats and local Bahamian businesses. Under the revised tax plan, cruise lines will have to pay the VAT on virtually any transactions that take place on their islands, such as food, drinks, spa treatments, cabana rentals, recreational activities. These private islands, fire truck out there blowing its horn. These private islands, all the major cruise lines, Disney's Castaway Cay, Royal Caribbean's Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Great Stirrup Cay, MSC's Ocean Cay, Carnival Corporation's Princess Cay and Half Moon Cay. So any purchases that, from what it looks like, that is made in the Bahamas is going to be a 10% tax. So, and that's added on to the price. I mean, I kind of see where they're coming from. You know, if it's the Bahamas, then, you know, they deserve to have a little bit of that money. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This is the first time I've ever heard about it. Normally when you go to, like, let's say Ocean Cay on MSC's private island, normally all your cruise fare is already paid for. It's already, you know, if you go get a drink, you go get a drink. Or if you want something from the food truck, you just go and get it, and it's all taken care of already. So I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
You also have the option to not get off the ship if you don't like it. Yep. You know.
Donnie says that she's been to Jamaica, Mexico, Grand Caymans. She wants to go to Alaska. Yeah.
Grand Cayman had the prettiest water.
Yeah. It was like drinking out of
Gorgeous.
You could take a cup in the water and just drink right out of it. It was so
not,
clear.
Though.
No, we didn't.
I do not recommend doing that. Salt water.
We did not. Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to stop on a cruise?
Cozumel has my heart, but
yeah.
Ocean Cay's, MSC's private island has always been good to us.
Yeah.
Alaska is a great trip. Yes, I know that is something that we really want to do.
No
There's
idea
tons of
about that.
cruises. I mean, it's becoming obviously more and more popular, but either leaving out of Seattle or one of those major cruise ports, you know, just sitting on your balcony in the morning times, drinking your coffee and just listening to all the wildlife and.
Would you do a polar plunge?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes, it did.
What's next on your little notey note?
So, February 6th, which was what? That was a
I
couple
literally
days
saw
ago.
this video on TikTok last night.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of videos going out on social media right now of the Carnival Magic. It collided with a pier in Jamaica. On February 6th, when high winds and big seas, it caused the 130,000 gross ton ship to hit the pier where it was docked in Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
Yikes! It did not look good.
No. If we'll try to find it and post it on our page. But a video of the incident showed part of the dock crackling and crumbling under the pressure from the ship's impact. Although there was no immediate indication of any damage to the ship, no injuries were reported. Thank goodness. But sea conditions and the likelihood of hitting the pier again increased, which prompted the ship's captain to take the vessel out to sea. Now here's the interesting part. If you have an excursion booked through the cruise line, typically you're one of the very first people to get off the ship. You got to get up super early. You're like soon as the gangway goes down, you're off the ship. So some of the guests had already got off the ship prior to this incident happening. So the ship's captain had to make the decision actually to leave them there. There was no
temporary though, so maybe
yeah.
we
I mean,
gotta go
I'm
back.
sure once the season stuff died down. But if you haven't seen that video, it's
And
pretty
it's hard
crazy.
to believe that the ship wasn't damaged because if you look down at the bottom, I mean, it does not look good.
Yeah.
But glad no one was injured.
Mm-hmm. Hannah's going to talk here in a second about the Super Bowl and who's coming.
Oh.
Jacksonville, Florida. Listen up. Anybody that's living on the eastern seaboard, this is going to be a pretty good indication of what's coming next. Norwegian Cruise Lines is bringing the Norwegian Gem to Jacksonville, Florida in November of 25, not 24. It's going to be operating a series of seasonal cruises to the Bahamas and the Eastern Caribbean. The Norwegian Gem will sail from Jacksonville between November and April of 2028. So that's 3.5 years-ish. This one, Norwegian Gem, is an older ship. It's a smaller ship. It's kind of like the similar one that we did. We did the Norwegian Sun. It's a 2,400 guest ship that joins Carnival Cruise Line's 2,000 guest Carnival Elation. So those two are out of Jacksonville, straight shot down 95. It's actually quicker to get there than it is to Port Canaveral, Orlando. So that'll from where we're at in North Carolina, that'll only probably be about a 5-hour trip instead of a 6.5, depending on who's driving. The addition of Norwegian Gem is expected to be an economic boom. It says boon. To the northern Florida city, the 98 million residents of the southeastern U.S. In a study pre-pandemic in 2019, the cruise industry in Jacksonville supported over 800 jobs, which I would imagine is probably going to be a little bit more now, and the annual economic impact of $187 million to the region. So it's going to bring jobs, it's going to bring money. This is definitely something that we're probably going to look into, especially, now that I just read my notes down low. The Norwegian Gem is going to be including 2 11-day and 3 12-day sailings to the Eastern Caribbean. I'm assuming maybe those are the longer of the two. I'll have to do some research and get back to it, but I would imagine they're going to do a little bit shorter ones as well. So, So 11 days and 12-day sailings. They have to do short ones. I would love to do a 12-day, but first responders. I know we've got Bob and Donnie. I know you guys are first responders here. A free cruise as many times as you want in 2024 on the Margaritaville Margaritaville at Sea. So I'm going to read right from the page. Newly enhanced program by Margaritaville at the Sea is offering free fares for U.S. military service members, police, firefighters, EMS, nurses, and educators. Oh, educators, nice. These special guests can travel for free on the Margaritaville at Sea's 2 vessels with a paying guest as many times as they want in 2024. So If you fall under those things that I just listed, you get to sail for free. The Heroes Sail Free, Heroes Sail First package also includes an express pass for embarkation and disembarkation, which means getting on and off the ship, and expedited luggage delivery, among other benefits. So this is a pretty
dream package.
I wish. They did this last year. I don't know what the stipulation has changed. Maybe they're just kind of ramping it up a little bit. If you've done any research on your cruises, the Margaritaville has it's an older ship. It's an interesting ship. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there on it saying, "Is this the worst cruise at sea? Is it?" It's different. It's not like a Carnival. It's not like a. It's just a very old ship. Maybe I'll try to do a video on that, explaining what. It's the ship debuted in 2000, so that's a 24-year-old ship that still seems like it belongs in 2000. But you know what? Maybe
Free. It's free.
can't beat free unless it ends up like, well, you know where I'm going with it. Margaritaville at Sea Islander is larger than the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. One ship holds 2,600 guests. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the Margaritaville at Sea Islander is bigger. When she sets sail this summer, she'll feature a 3-story poolside bar along with a Margaritaville-inspired cornhole set and a mini golf course. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll look that up. Margaritaville at Sea. Heroes Sail Free. Heroes Sail First. Let's check in on you guys. How we doing out there? We've got a whopping 4 people watching. 6 people just jumped up. Welcome if you just joined us. We are H&B Travels. We are a couple located in North Carolina that loves to travel. We've been on multiple cruises. We love all-inclusive vacations. Anything to get outside of the county that we live in is a vacation to us. So we try to document as much as we can.
Blake just got a drone.
I did, yeah.
And it looks good. You've been playing with it.
Yeah, I haven't crashed it as of yet. Knock on wood. I'm gonna try to upload some.
It was expensive.
It was. Speaking of traveling, see how we did that. The U.S. Department of State cautions travelers to be aware of 2 tropical locations. Those 2 locations in its advisories are for the Bahamas. Funny that we just talked about that, and Jamaica. Oh, we just talked about that too. The State Department warns the State Department warns travelers that crime rates are high in those 2 countries. Obviously, Bahamas and Jamaica are very popular destinations for cruise lines. The advisory for Jamaica is a little bit higher than the one for the Bahamas, and the U.S. Department of State, or U.S. State Department, excuse me, also warns that access to medical care may be spotty in those advisories. So if you're going there, just be careful.
Just be careful. I mean, I wouldn't say like don't go. But...
No. I think it's a level 2, I believe, which is just heightened. But this is something to note, that activities involving commercial recreational watercraft, including water tours, are not consistently regulated. Watercraft may be poorly maintained, and some of the operators may not have safety certifications. So that being said, if you take a sunset cruise on a vessel somewhere, they're saying that those are not typically regulated and that you should definitely be careful. I know you guys have probably seen the video that in the Bahamas a few months ago that somebody actually passed away on, it was a water tour just outside of Nassau, I believe, and the ship sank, and somebody ultimately, I'm assuming, didn't have a life jacket on and would.
I think it was because of their oxygen tank.
What?
Like it was an older person who had an oxygen tank.
Okay. So.
I work for the news.
Yeah, she works for the news. So.
Fact check.
So the Super Bowl is coming up. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. So that's tomorrow.
Yes.
On CBS.
Who are you guys rooting for? Comment. Tell us who you're rooting for. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big follower of the NFL. I'm a big college football. I went to Georgia. Go Dogs.
Yep.
So I don't really care for either of the teams, but I don't really pull for any NFL teams in general. But I am a Swiftie. I'm a Swiftie.
Yeah, she's a Swiftie.
So, ooh, we just lost some people. Is it because of the Super Bowl? So we all know that Taylor Swift is actually in Tokyo performing a concert tonight. I think the plan is that as soon as she gets done with the concert tonight,
it's probably over by now. It's probably,
well,
Tokyo's in a way different time zone. But anyways, keep going.
Anyways, whenever she gets done with her concert in Tokyo, she will be flying to Las Vegas to be at the Super Bowl. And everything in Las Vegas right now is like Taylor Swift themed. I mean, themes, restaurants, everything. I'm sure that, what's the big water thing at, is it Caesar's Palace? Bellagio. Yeah. I'm sure they have Taylor Swift out there. I want to know how much money the casinos are making this week. Because it's a good week for them.
Well, I mean, I think they came out with an estimated number of...
You got that in your notes?
450,000 people are expected to visit Las Vegas this year.
I did see a funny video, and it was like, if you go to Las Vegas, like 2-3 days max. We're on day 6, and I'm hurting. I can only imagine. You've been to Vegas?
Yes.
I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going, but I can't imagine 6 days in Vegas.
Well, the thing is that Las Vegas doesn't really have a bunch of mass transit, so they don't have they've got buses, but you have to take a taxi or an Uber everywhere you go. And this influx of 450, that's 500,000 people that are about to visit. It's going to be interesting to see.
And whether you like Taylor Swift or not, she is bringing a new audience to football, which I think is a good thing. I mean, she's bringing, young girls, just women in general who didn't watch football before. There is this new fan base for football, and people have come to Las Vegas just because Taylor Swift is going to be there. So, anyways, you've got the NFL hardcore fans, you've got the Swifties, you've got people just coming to Vegas for the spectacle of it. So it's going to be tonight's probably going to be a big night. And then obviously tomorrow too. But I think tonight's probably the excitement is all building up in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So essentially every property in one way, shape, or form is incorporating Taylor Swift into their marketing or whatever they're trying to do. For instance, the Four Seasons Hotel in Las Vegas added a Taylor Swift-themed cocktail to its Super Bowl lineup. Customers can choose to represent their favorite teams with the San Francisco Gold Rush Martini and the Kansas City Horsefeather. I don't know what
you know what? Whoever made the name for that one, I think dropped the ball a little bit.
Well, I wonder if Kansas City...
The Gold Rush
Kansas City
Martini.
Chiefs Horsefeather...
Oh.
I think maybe, I don't know.
The Gold Rush Martini sounds better to me, personally.
But you can also support your favorite artists, such as Taylor Swift, with the Lavender Haze. A nod to her Midnights album.
Yes.
Midnights album.
Donnie said that we lost people when an ad came on. It wasn't the Super Bowl, it was the ad. So
okay. Well, I'm sorry about the ads, but you know what? Unfortunately, that's how we get paid. We don't choose to do that or how often they come on, but that is just how we get paid.
But if you did come back after the ad, let us know who you're pulling for in the Super Bowl.
And hit that like button. That'll help us get some analytics in here and maybe draw some new people and some new friends. Back to the Taylor Swift themed. Some of the casinos are including a bet, Taylor Swift themed bets. Will Travis Kelce have more reception in their championship game than his pop star girlfriend's total number of how many platinum albums? Come on, Swiftie.
10?
10 platinum albums. So
I saw in the NFL opening night speech or monologue that pretty much in Las Vegas you can bet on literally anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
How many times Taylor Swift will be shown, all that good stuff.
He was like, people bet on things I would bring up in this speech. It was funny.
Probably.
But
hotels are joining in on the Taylor Swift mania as well. The Silverton Casino Lodge is offering the 87/89 big game package.
What does that mean? 87, 89. 87 is Travis Kelce's number. What's 89?
I don't know.
Does anybody know what that nod is to? What is that a nod to? 89?
Donnie says she only watches the half. That's probably how it's going to be tomorrow.
Well, and also Usher.
Yeah.
Usher, people are also big Usher fans. Usher is going to be a big deal for halftime. So, also, that man does not age.
Apparently, a deal includes Go Taylor Swift's Boyfriend t-shirt and 13 red roses in honor of Swift's favorite number. Do we think that number's going to change to 87 for... A lot of people are thinking that,
but you know
Travis
what?
is going to propose,
No,
too.
too soon. Way too soon.
yeah.
Absolutely not. Also, I don't think, even if that was on the table, I think winning the Super Bowl needs to be its own moment, and being proposed to needs to be its own moment.
It's also
you don't
pretty
wanna
early, too, though.
Yeah, no, that's like the first problem. But like, ultimately, you don't want to overshadow winning the Super Bowl or overshadow the proposal by the Super. No,
Yeah.
it's not a good idea. I don't like it, and it's not going to happen. So don't bet on that. Do not bet on that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Not that I'm not like a fan. I would love for them to get married, but it's not going to happen this weekend. Or like proposed or engaged.
It's also just very, like, I like seeing them happy, but could you imagine being like that famous and just the world is just like
Watching
looking at you I mean, you can't even like brush your teeth without somebody trying to
Taylor
take a
Swift
picture of you.
is currently trying to sue the college student that has been tracking her private jet that's going from Tokyo to Las Vegas, which is crazy. Leave her alone. Let her be. Let her plane be.
When you're famous like that, people are going to track how many times you fart during the day.
I know, but it's
try to sell
crazy.
it.
It's crazy.
They'd have a-
I mean, I'm a big fan, but geez, I don't need to know where her plane is all the time. I don't need to know how many hours.
People are jealous of the money that she makes too, so I don't know. I think social media has been too hard on Taylor Swift. I say leave the poor girl. I agree with that. Yeah. I agree. But absolutely
her concert is fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? I was going to go into the passport thing, but...
Yeah. Well, we also could talk about TSA PreCheck, because we recently, in the last year, have gotten that, and that has been a game changer for our traveling.
It has. We were lucky enough to get... we applied for global entry. We'll explain a little bit of that, but with global entry, we actually got TSA PreCheck to go with it. So... essentially, what TSA PreCheck does, and if you've ever flown, you've seen it, is you get...
There are two different lines when you're going through security.
Yeah, essentially a separate line that you'll get when we fly out of our local airport. We could be there 15 minutes early and walk right through the line. I don't recommend that, obviously, but some of the mornings that we have an early flight, like 5 a.m., we'll get there at 4:30 and be to the gate by 4:40, and that's checking in, security, everything. So if you get the chance to get TSA PreCheck, if you can, highly recommend. If you plan on flying out of the country or anything like that, the global entry is essentially an enhanced background check, if you will. You get a card. It looks just like a driver's license that states you've had the security screenings. You've got to go towards... you have to go to a location essentially to where is it TSA?
It's like TSA.
Yeah.
It's like
who did our
Security Administration?
No, Customs and Border Patrol did our investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially, you go to this interview. They ask you a bunch of questions.
Which feels like I felt like I was lying, even though I wasn't. Like they're like, what are you traveling for? What do you do? Like, I mean, it's just like easy questions, but for some reason it feels like you've done something wrong. Yeah. Like it feels like
global entry is really, really good. It took a little while. Right there at the end of the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
So. Right there at the end of the pandemic, there was a big rush to travel. So we actually, when we got back from our
also put passports were on like a big backlog, so that was part of it too.
Yeah.
But it was like you either had to schedule the appointment, which there were none, or when you're coming in from out of the country, you can do it on the spot.
Well, it's called enrollment on arrival, but you have to be out of the country to fly in. So last time we flew in from Mexico.
You purposely booked this flight.
Out of Charlotte.
To do this.
Because we normally just fly out of our local one, but Charlotte
has the interview.
Yeah, they have the International Arrival Border Patrol office. So
we drove to Charlotte to fly out so that we could fly back into Charlotte and get this done.
Yeah, so it was a pain in the you know what,
but
we finally got it done.
But we didn't get it done. Like when we flew back in that day, We get there and like
Well,
the
the
office was supposed to close at 9. We
yeah.
got there at like 5 or 6, plenty early. And oh, we decided to close early tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I was pissed.
I didn't think we were gonna make it home because he was so.
I don't think I spoke the whole way home. I was so mad.
And then there was some drivers on the road that like pissed him off. It was quite the time. But then we got lucky and there was like a pop-up interview thing, and so we got it done.
The local one, yeah.
And it's been great ever since.
And I think it was maybe what, $110, $120 for 5 years.
Although you and I both have gotten pulled for like extra screening, but it's still quicker than going through the general security checkpoint.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Bob said when Charlotte wasn't available, they had to go to Atlanta. Yeah. So you just have to. There's literally websites that you can pay to have them monitor when an available appointment is close or is open. Like if somebody cancels at the last minute, you can pay this website, which is.
Well, it's funny because I was telling my co-anchor about what happened in Charlotte. Like I was like telling him about we booked this flight just for this. And so he then the next day was telling his neighbor about the story that I was telling him. And he was like, and his neighbor was like, oh, there's a pop-up event like next week. And so because of us telling all these different people, like we wound up finding out about this pop-up event that we wouldn't have known about otherwise. So like it all kind of, it was funny the way it worked out, but.
It worked out.
We got it done. And we do appreciate having that extra. But you have to make sure though, when you book your flight, that you put in that you have TSA PreCheck or you don't get to use it. And make sure those numbers are right, because the last one I booked, I put one of his numbers in wrong, so.
That's why I always book to travel.
I told you to check it.
But, so, what was I going to talk about?
But where you need your passport and where you don't need your passport when you're on a cruise.
Well, it sounds like everybody has their passports on here, but, so there's two things called, there's a closed loop cruise, which is similar to a domestic cruise. The voyage will always start and finish in the same port. If you book a closed loop cruise in your country, you don't need a passport. So what that means is that, let's say you left out of Florida, you went up to Canada or not Canada, but anywhere in your country, you don't need a passport. You could board the ship with an enhanced driver's license like the Real ID for those who are from North Carolina, or a government-issued photo identification and a birth certificate. Just ensure that your name on the ticket matches the person boarding the ship. So if you got married and your maiden name's on your driver's license but not on your birth certificate, you got to get those switched. If you're unsure about if you need a passport or not, ports of call are temporary stops in various ports. So let's say you get off in Nassau. Okay, Nassau would be a port of call. They allow you to exit the ship, experience the different cultures, climates, and onshore excursions as you expect in a different country. If these ports of call are in a destination outside of the United States, you need a passport. Even if you initially boarded your cruise ship in the home country. So let's say you boarded in Florida, you go down to Nassau or Cozumel or anything like that, you need a passport. Pretty self-explanatory. If you have questions before you book, contact a travel agent, sometimes even contact your cruise line, and they may be able to
I thought
assist
you didn't need a passport, because I thought Chaz and Kristen have gotten off ships without passports before.
There's some that you can do your birth certificate and your driver's license.
Oh, okay.
Like the first cruise that I won, we went to Nassau. They allowed you, since we returned back to the United States, if I believe, I brought my birth certificate and my driver's license. But a lot of them now, I don't think we haven't had to go through customs in the United States when we've been on cruises. They do a lot of the facial recognition now. So they take your picture before you get on the cruise, and then you walk through this little kiosk thing. It takes your photo, and you get a green light, and you're in and out of customs within 35 seconds. So.
And when you have yacht club, it's a whole nother experience.
Yeah. So
I will die on my yacht club hill.
been thinking about trying to book another cruise here soon. Maybe in April, maybe in May, probably in May, before the busy season starts. But I was going to throw it out there to see if maybe we could try to do a group cruise or something, plan it out maybe towards the end of the year, maybe like October or November, maybe to do a friends and family group cruise to where we can all, board together and have a good time. Or thinking maybe a 4 or 5 day cruise, something semi short, but not too long. If that's something that you're interested in, obviously get a hold of me and we can talk about it.
Well, I want to go to Europe.
Jesus, here we go. We both want to go to Europe, but we want to do another cruise too. So if you're interested in doing a cruise, it would probably be out of Orlando. Miami is it's a little far. You'd have to fly. But Orlando's driving distance, at least from us. But there's other locations too. Carnival has out of Charleston. There's some out of.
Do they stop?
Yes, they do. Some out of Norfolk. Jacksonville is coming in November-ish next year, I believe. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, let's get it on the books and try to talk about it and do something. We've had helicopters flying over our house for an hour now. I don't know what's going on.
I thought Charleston was going to stop having cruise ships.
They are, but not until like next year.
Oh.
You were thinking about that the whole time?
Yeah.
Jesus. What is everybody doing tonight? We've got 4 people in here. 4 people, but only 2 likes. What in the world?
I know. How does that work out? That math is not mathing.
Don't make me end this live and get on Hannah's TikTok. She'll blow you all out of the water. I'm not a big TikTok
we have to start
fan.
doing it more.
Yeah. Well, it's Saturday night. I mean, everybody's off work, and it's 8 o'clock at night. So we just kind of did this at a spur of the moment type thing. So.
Well, and a lot of people are in Vegas right now. 450,000 to be exact.
A lot of people probably in bed. Well, at least we would be in bed.
5 of you. Let us know where you're watching from if you haven't already.
Yep.
And drop who you're cheering for in the Super Bowl.
Doesn't even have to be a team. It could just be a halftime show. It could be commercials. It could be food. I'm ready for the food. I think Hannah and I are going to make some. It's just going to be us.
I need to go to the store tomorrow. I'm pulling for Travis Kelce's team.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Go Taylor Swift's boyfriend, I think is what the t-shirt says.
Big Swiftie over here.
Well,
if you haven't already, also, the Kelsey documentary on Amazon Prime is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know much about either Kelseys, but Jason, big fan of Jason.
What was that 3-episode show that we watched on Netflix?
American Nightmare.
If you have Netflix, we were like, okay, we're just going to watch 1 episode. It's called American Nightmare. Let me see.
We spent 3 hours watching the whole thing. It's about Denise Huskins. Nightmare. And I don't want to give it away, but give it away. It's basically about a kidnapping.
All right, well, here. This is the short bio straight from Netflix. It says, after a harrowing home invasion and kidnapping in 2015, a couple is accused of staging the ordeal when the woman reappears, haunting the couple with a new series of tortures. So it's not scary, it's not anything like that, but it's only 3 episodes. It's 3 episodes, like 45 minutes a piece. But we were like,
we watched it in a single night.
Yeah.
I got home from work and we just
I don't really like TV shows or movies and stuff. I can't sit still long enough.
Meanwhile, I could sit on the couch all day.
Yeah, but American Nightmare, it's on Netflix. It just came out. They're about 45 minutes a piece, 3 episodes. It is very, very good. It happened in 2015.
And it's interesting because, like I said earlier, I work in the news, and I had never heard of this case before. And I also work on, unsolved crimes. So, fascinating to me, but I think just to the, standard person, it's very interesting. Because, it's... The story is bizarre. The whole thing is crazy, but it actually happened. And when you think about it, it would be your worst nightmare. Like,
Yeah.
it's so bizarre, but it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild.
And if you haven't, if you're here because you like travel, there's what was it on Amazon Prime, that cruise one from the COVID?
Oh, no, I think that one was on like HBO. That you talking about like Diamond Princess or whatever?
Yeah.
Also, there's a show on Netflix called The Longest Third Date.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Back to that cruise one. If you have HBO, and it looks like maybe it's on YouTube, maybe. It's called The Last Cruise. And it was essentially,
About the Diamond
it was
Princess.
footage recorded by the passengers on this ship.
And I think staff too.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating. And what's real crazy is that the Diamond Princess, I think, got quarantined like maybe, was it
days.
February?
Yeah.
Like before, like it was in February. And then we went, no. Yeah. No, I think it was January or February. But anyways, we went on a cruise in February of 2020. Like, while the timing, I mean, we were joking about COVID and stuff on the cruise. I mean, like, we were like, can we get a line with our corona? Like, we had no idea.
She tells the story every time we meet somebody new.
But I'm like, we had no idea what could have happened. I mean, like, our ship could have been the Diamond Princess. I mean, like, it could have ended up quarantined, somewhere. Anyways, it's very interesting looking back at that experience and knowing what the world went through.
Parents.
Yeah.
Shout out to mom and dad.
That was my first cruise ever. But I mean, it was a fantastic cruise. We just didn't know what was about to happen. And it was also nice having this week-long vacation. And we didn't get the Wi-Fi package either, which was nice. Like, no connection to the world. Like, we had this fantastic vacation right before the world shut down.
Oh.
So.
Times are weird when you look back. Hell, we dated during COVID. I mean, we
started dating in 2019, and then that cruise was February 2020, and then we got engaged in June of 2020. So like a lot of our
relationship was solitary confinement, essentially.
Which I'm like, if you can get through that, and then if you can get through planning a wedding during COVID. I mean, we got married in 2021, which was still very much COVID. If you can plan, our venue was not open the entire time we were planning. Our venue opened 2 weeks before our wedding. I mean, we were like, and we didn't really have a backup plan. Like, it was like, if the venue's not open.
This is gray hair still from.
We can't. I mean, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. But here we are. Yep. You still love me.
Yeah, sometimes. Donnie says she's finally back. Lost my signal. They wouldn't give me an option to comment. Well, Donnie, glad you're here.
Thanks for sticking around for 47 minutes.
Got 4 people in here.
5.
Up 5. Welcome if you just
joined.
But
there's still only 2 likes, so if you're watching,
we're struggling, guys. We're struggling. Hit that like button. We're able to see when you like it. We need the likes
to be the same amount.
Yeah. The more likes we get, the better the chances of us being seen.
We also
on the algorithm.
We had up until what was it, August of last year, to get 1,000 subscribers to start making money on YouTube, and it was down to the wire, but we did it.
Yes, we did.
And Blake, honestly, Blake does everything on this channel. Like, I'm in the videos, but I don't even have to log in information.
I just use her for the looks.
Yeah. But Blake does a really good job with everything, and he just got a drone. So watch out for the next video that we make that will have drone footage. But we need to book a trip because we don't have anything
booked right now. Took a flight to
now.
Albany, New York, January. That's where we would fly in to go see Kara and Matt. Shout out to them if they're watching. Had a bus trip.
Today was her baby shower.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Had a bus trip all over town by ourselves. Empty restaurants. Yeah, no, it's a weird time, It's we're lucky to be here. We lost some family members and some friends, but
that is so weird.
What?
Kara just texted me.
Oh wow. It's weird.
Our friend who lives in Saugerties, New York.
No.
Saugerties?
So I'll ask you this. If you could take a dream vacation, pack your bags tonight, your flight leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow, comment down below where you would go.
Italy.
Italy is Hannah's choice. Let me know where you guys would want to go.
Tomorrow.
I would say Armenia, probably.
That's right.
my heritage.
Honestly, at this point, anywhere across the pond, anywhere else.
Well, she's been there. She studied abroad. So
I haven't been in Italy though.
Alaska. Donnie said Alaska. That's not too far, Donnie. So you ought to look into that. Maybe our group cruise could go to Alaska.
Well, we can go there without a passport, even though we have passports. But is your passport expiring soon? No.
My driver's license is.
Yeah.
Donnie says Alaska. Donnie, would you do it on a cruise, or would you fly in somewhere and take like you said, like a bus or like a little puddle jumper to go visit? I mean, the cruises go to like, Juneau and Ketchikan and all that stuff, but like you say Alaska boat, like what would you do? What would you do in Italy?
Go everywhere.
Well, you say everywhere, but ideally
the Colosseum, the
touristy
I'd
stuff.
eat pasta for every single meal.
If we went to Italy, this is my thing.
I'd eat pasta.
I don't want to go do the touristy stuff. If I go to Italy, I want to find a winery somewhere with a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
That a little Italian woman that doesn't speak barely any English makes us pasta, and we gain 19 pounds a day that we're there. That's what I don't care about.
I would go to Italy and I would walk through a forest. I would do anything. I don't even care what I don't care if I'm in Italy and I'm just in an Airbnb the whole time. I just want to be in the presence of pasta.
I don't know. Are you guys like that? I just have really no desire to. I guess part of me is like growing up in Donnie knows, like touristy town of like Emerald Isle, like it's like just so like blown up. I don't, and I think Bob just said, consider a land portion if going to Alaska. We flew into Fairbanks, traveled for several days south, then boarded the ship to Vancouver. Great trip. Bob, we're going to have to talk about that. Denali Park. Donnie said, anywhere I can get there, the inside passage, Denali Park. Okay. I'll have to look that up because I'm not real sure where that's at. But yeah, if we go to Italy,
I wouldn't want to, like, it's not the touristy things I'm interested in. I mean, Italy, well, in Italy, I'm Italian. So, like, just like you want to go to Armenia, like, Italy is my background.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it's gorgeous. And Europe, and in and of itself, is just incredible.
Well, I'm
just
pretty
how
sure
different it is.
Bob, did you go to Scotland? Is that where you went? I know he went for like a week, I think, and he did several. I'll have to send you pictures of what he sent me. But
Dublin is where I've been in
maybe
Ireland,
that's where we went.
it was
beautiful.
It's just different in Europe, and it's just
Denali
I don't care where we go in Europe. It's
nice.
Anywhere, anything,
Bob
anywhere.
said, is my Denali?
Denali
is the mountain, and the park is filled with animals. Nice. Yeah. I would love to go to Alaska, like I said, on a cruise and just sit out on the balcony and just listen to like the glaciers and the wildlife. And I mean, I literally probably wouldn't leave the room unless I absolutely had to. Yes, the park with the animals. Donnie, we know you're an animal person. We know that. Yes, Scotland last fall, Italy next September. Bob, we're going to have to talk about that too. We're going to have to catch a ride. Bob brought me back a bottle of scotch. And it's still sitting over there. I had a tiny little sip, but I'm waiting to share that with him the next time he comes. Yes, Donnie loves her animals. That she does. So we've got Italy for Hannah, Armenia for me, Donnie's Alaska. Bob's been like everywhere. Maybe Grace should decide where you guys go next. I think Hannah's going pee. Go surprise. I swear, every time we drive, helicopters are over us now. Yeah, I don't know. When I looked at the radar as I was getting home, there was some Coast Guard helicopters flying over from Elizabeth City. I don't know. Maybe they're doing some training or something. I don't know. Love the idea of a group trip. Yes, we should plan it. I will look into it. We just have to kind of get a general idea of a date. But I would love to do a group cruise or maybe like an all-inclusive resort or something somewhere. That would be super fun. I'll plan it. I need to get my travel agent license. That's what I need to do. So Bob said it was Scotland last fall. Italy is in September or next September. Yes. We're going to go for a little bit longer. Give us some ideas to talk about, some questions you may have. Oh, this September. Dang, I didn't know.
Which is when I would love to go to Europe.
I told Bob he's going to have to take us.
Bob, please convince Blake to go anywhere.
He's working with me tomorrow, so he probably will. Donnie said, I'm going to classes for real estate investing. Need more travel money. Yes. Don't we all, Sugar? Don't we all? Real estate investing. Nice. I went all the way through my real estate license classes. Never took the test, which I still kick myself in the behind for. Maybe eventually I'll get my tail in gear and do it.
We are talking about redoing our counters, though.
Yes. It's tax season, tax return season. Need to use that money for another cruise, but we're trying to think. Oh, another helicopter.
I mean, they must be looking for somebody.
Bob said, I think when you were in the bathroom, Bob said that there's helicopters. He lives in...
So they must be looking for somebody.
No.
Well, what else would it be? Like training? Military training?
The Italy trip is booked with several folks being coordinated by a travel agent here. Well, see, if I got my travel agent license or certificate, whatever it is, we could just book through Blake. H&B Travel Agency.
If you just give me the green light, I'll book it.
You're not booking anything. You already heard the story, guys. It ain't gonna happen. Don't need a license to buy and sell. Yes.
What story are you talking about?
What story?
You know, I did like when I studied abroad. I did all that on my own, by myself, at 20 years old.
Well, I had to go through regular security. She put in a number wrong. It was weird when was it our anniversary trip that I got flagged or screened? Yes, in Cancun.
Yeah.
We printed out
at the gate, not at security, at the gate.
Yeah, like when we printed out our boarding passes, it said SSSS, which I think I looked it up as like secondary screening selective service or something. I don't know.
We were booked in first class too.
Yeah.
And
I was like, what is this?
You got screened at the gate, not at the security checkpoint, at the gate.
Which I'm grateful that they do it. I am very, I'm all for it. But it was just weird. It was very random. It was they swiped my hands. They swiped my book bag. They took everything out. They asked me questions. I mean, it's great that they do it. Don't get me wrong. But it was, if you see an SSSS on the bottom right of your boarding pass, get ready. Because it's coming. Looking at this screen, we also have our TV on that shows us in the background.
Ooh, I suppose it's time for bed. Gotta get some ice cream.
Also, I just realized this view does not look great. I am wearing my H&B officially licensed travel shirt.
What do you mean officially licensed? Licensed for what?
Licensed to sell, I guess. I don't know. I need to attach YouTube
We
store.
do have a Cricut, so if you want some merch, let us know.
These are like the comfort color shirts.
Colors?
Yeah, it's all it's on the back. I'm proud of it.
Ooh, I can't start yawning.
All right, my people, we have hit an hour.
Donnie and Bob, really appreciate you for
Yes.
sticking around, commenting,
Yep.
interacting with us. We have to do this more, so, you know.
We need to do it during the week when people are like,
not
home.
on like Super Bowl weekend either.
Yeah, probably not. People are probably out chanting Taylor Swift's name at a bar somewhere. I mean, Travis Kelce's name at a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
When do you start mornings? Uh-oh. Sore subject.
No, it's fine. I'm doing better. I started therapy this week, so I am more at peace with it. February 19th, so 1 week. I've decided that I'm gonna let myself sleep in tomorrow, like one last time, and then I think for the next Monday through the rest of time, I'm gonna start getting myself up earlier each morning. Like, I guess I'll wake up with Blake at 7 this week when he's working. Anyways, it has been a sore subject. It was not my choice to go back to mornings. What? Oh, yeah. It was not my choice to go back to mornings, but it is the hand I've been dealt. I will say, though, when I was on mornings before, I loved mornings. I think I'm really good at mornings. I think my personality meshes with mornings. The morning show, you have more freedom to kind of chat and have fun. I mean, you're waking people up, so, high energy, and so it meshes well with my personality, but it's tough, and it's going to be tough on Blake and me because our schedules are just recently lined up. Like, we have almost the exact same schedule right now, and so I'll be going to work in the middle of the night, which also means I have to go to bed at 6 o'clock. So it's going to be an adjustment, but everything happens for a reason. So I think when one door closes, a window opens somewhere, and so I'm looking for that window.
Praying for you. I work nights, so I understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. No reason to apologize. I think talking about it is good. Again, I've started therapy because of this whole thing.
Mental health is important, people.
It's taken a lot out of me for the last, I found out about this possibility in November. So it's been a 3-month journey, and I've been very up and down with emotions. Blake's been great at supporting whatever I needed at any point in time. But I'm finally at peace with it, and maybe it's gonna be better than we think. And I'm also, when I was on mornings before, I was in my early 20s, mid 20s. So I'm, I'm in a different phase of life. I'm definitely in a better mental place than I was before, because when I was on mornings before, I was not in a good situation. So things are going to be different on this round of being on the morning show, and I think that'll also help. It helps having somebody supportive, although it is going to be an adjustment with our schedules. But it's going to be okay. It's funny because when I was in therapy, I kept saying, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And finally, my therapist goes, do you really believe that? And I do believe that it's going to be okay. I think I do have to keep telling myself that, though. It is going to be okay.
It will be fine.
It's going to be fine.
It'll be fine. All right, so if anybody else doesn't have any questions, we are probably going to end it here.
We have the most people we've had this whole time. 7. And we have one more like.
Well, now we just have to go back to the Super Bowl thing. What are we most excited? I'm just excited for the commercials.
I do really like the commercials. I'm going to go to the grocery store. We need to make a list of the food. What's your favorite Super Bowl food?
I'm going to ask them.
What's your favorite Super Bowl food? But I also want to know what yours is. I'd probably guess wings.
Yeah, we do wings. Tomorrow.
I am a big dip fan. All about the dips. Pimento cheese, cheese dips, salsa, like a 7-layer dip. Ooh, maybe I'll do like a 7-layer dip. Nachos, tater tots. Ooh, we had some garlic tater tots the other night.
Watch the morning ratings go up. Yes. I'll hold my tongue.
I hope so.
Wings. Yes, Donnie said wings. What type of wings is the real question. You gotta.
My favorite, like for the longest time, was lemon pepper, which is kind of
I
random.
gotta go
but
buffalo. Buffalo wings with ranch.
I'm not a big buffalo sauce fan, but I'll eat it.
So all the times I make buffalo wings, you don't like them?
They're not my favorite, but
Well,
but I eat them for you, babe.
it's
Eat them for
new
you.
on me.
I know. I also like barbecue.
I'm doing
sauce.
homemade Hooters chicken.
Nice.
Nice.
You gonna dress up for it?
Wear the outfit, Donnie. Strut that stuff, girl. Yeah, I'm excited for the commercials.
I have seen there's a Friends, like a one with Ross and
Yeah,
Rachel.
Yeah.
There's also a really cute one. It's like kind of about Taylor Swift. And it's like it's like a nod to like, it finally brought daughters and their dads together. It's very cute and I will probably cry.
You guys remember, it wasn't last year, maybe the year before. It was just the simple QR code that just bounced off the screen. It was like 30 seconds. And it made people go crazy. And like you scanned the code and it was like for some website. It was genius. Like there was no music, there was no nothing. It was just silence. And that's what got people's attention. So they looked at the screen and it was just a QR code. So everybody like whipped their phone. I mean, genius.
Can you imagine though if it had been like a scam or something? Or like
I
hackers?
don't think they would let that. But never know.
I'm afraid of QR codes now because of that, like hackers.
Yeah. Anyways. All right. We've been on for 68 minutes. 66 minutes. No, yeah, 66. Well, I'm looking at a tiny ass little YouTube screen. All right. We love you guys. Thank you for joining in.
Thanks for watching.
We'll put something out. Maybe we need to schedule this for like
during the week, I think.
That's on Wednesdays or Thursdays or something. But yeah. So if you haven't checked out our YouTube, if you haven't subscribed when you're watching this, please hit that subscribe button down below. Drop a comment where you're watching from, whatever. It helps us. It helps us be able to travel. Bob, we'll see you in the morning, brother.
Get Blake to book flights to Europe tomorrow. Thank you.
We love you guys, and hope you guys will join in next time. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Good night.